Hello, big beautiful world. Today we're taking up this, it's the L4 floatplane variant. Yesterday we took up the liaison version. There's three versions: your aerial observation post, which has got the radio stack and the bum and the canvas over the back of the canvas there in the rear seat. You got this floatplane variant with a couple of liveries, which is the reason I bought it, and of course you've got the liaison, which I took up yesterday. Looking in the back, you can't actually fly this puppy from the rear seat. It's got no 6 to work with, which is the standard operating, as you can see here from that little placard, rear seat for solo flying. So if you're running solo, yeah, you would do it that way. However, they've chosen to do it this way with the front seat, and that's all right. So hopefully, Spaghetti Monster, that might answer your questions, mate. Is it still worth it? Yeah, I think so. It blats along, it's a little low and slow, and all the good things. One of the things I really do like actually, is that and that. And we're going to fly that way, because I believe we can. Sorry guys, just scratching me away. Now, gotta see something. Oh, okay, so we want on. Don't really need to. Shouldn't make any diff on this puppy, I don't think. So it's a cheap and cheerful in a lot of ways. And it has been mixture. Not that it should make any difference. Crack the throttle. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Not rock and roll at all. Alright. I think I know what it is. I think there's a bug here. Off on. Let's try this. So we'll set the juice to off and see what happens. I don't think this exists on the seaplane, on the liaison unit. There we go. Yep. Okay. So the other thing is, I don't think that exists on the critter that I flew yesterday, the liaison unit. And for the clever eye amongst you, you can see this has only got the one float. The one run, one float. So let's get up in the air, and of course, actually, one thing I will do, coming out yet again, I'll take that rudder off. Yeah, and just like the real McCoy, yeah. So you've only got that single rudder to govern it all. It's not a fast beastie, so it doesn't need that much hardware to do what it needs to do. Alright, let's you can almost feel the water on your face, can't you? You can almost feel the piranhas biting. Yeah, it's a bit of a giveaway. So it's a bit of a line. Oh, well, at least we're up quickly. Not too much punishment. Now, this is Iguazu Falls, and I have to admit, after the spectacular immersion of flying around Victoria Falls yesterday, I don't have my hopes up. I believe this focus is more from reading the blurb on the Itaipu Dam. So, okay, I'm just going to do a bit of a wobble, and we're going to do something really weird and wacky. Okay, so you might wonder, you might be saying to yourself, flying wire, why are you being a bit of a dill? A bit of a dickhead flying back and forth along this river? That's because now we're in Argentina, now we're in Brazil. No, we aren't. We'll go, now we're in Brazil. Now, you get the picture. Anyway, it's binational, and this is the defining line between the river, halfway across the river. So, what have we got? What have we got? I'm not telling you. We're just going to take it low and slow, like I said, along here, and see what's what. Now, I'm going to see if we can kind of... Interesting. Alright, can't really zoom in. It's kind of... Okay. We can make do, people. We can make do. the scrunchy little sounds that FS Realistic throws up at us. Bashing my head on the crossbars as we peek out. It's going to come down. See what it's like. So this is one of the 7 wonders of the world. This is Iguazu Falls. Like I said, located on the between Paraná province and I forget the Argentinian area. Iguazu, I think itself. That being said, yeah. So we don't get the new style graphics. We get the static graphics that we've come to expect, although these are significant improvement on the original, that's for sure. Yeah, Victoria Falls takes it to a whole new level, I think. And okay. So if they introduce mist and maybe the you know, if they combine some of the factors that we're seeing in Victoria Falls, they're definitely on a win. But that is, yeah, still an improvement on the original, that's for sure. I don't know if we're going to have the time to get up to Itaipu Dam, but we're just going to follow the river along and plonk it down wherever we want. I do like this. I don't think the sound is so vastly different. But yeah, I do appreciate this little little float plane. And I do think the developer has pointed out, yeah, it's a little light on in the water. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Give it a little bit more substance when you're coming off the step, as it were. Is it step? Yes, it is. 2 step. Alright, on the close. Very picture postcardy. All very nice. Getting bounced about by the drafts. I'm actually just going to run her up and keep her line slow if I can. Try and get the speed up a bit. I think we're quite a ways off from the dam itself. So if I put it down at any point, you'll know why. Alright, you get the feel for it. Yeah, I'm glad I bought this. This is really quite lovely. We might be in luck because the dam might not be as far off. You're going to have to put up with me. We'll give it about 5 minutes, and if we don't, if we're not in range, then the old chronometer isn't getting us any closer to where we need to be. Well, it's at that point. But I do rather like this puppy. I don't want to go too hard on it, just in case I break it. Oh, there we go. It was a stutter. Scared the crap out of me for a moment. I'll come off the river just so we can stay out of any downdrafts that decide to give me too much grief. So this is the heart of South America, clearly. We can see it's been tamed over yonder and coming up, but I really love the, oh, there we go. And it's been tamed right here. It's been tamed right here. Okay. Sorry, I know once in a while I put on a Frank Zappa voice because I can. We are seeing signs of civilization. And that may or may not be a good thing. I should check actually if I don't think it's yeah, so no different the sound. Alright, well, you know, the night is young. Hopefully they might get round to it. At least they're giving a crack at that. But, you know, in terms of being what it is, it's quite delightful, quite immersive. I'm glad it's in the sim, and while we do have the newer Cubs and the Super Cubs and so on and so forth, I've got to admit I really like these old grasshoppers. I think even Oster, with their AOPs throughout the Second World War and after the Second World War, they called them grasshoppers as well. It was a very generic kind of name. I think Fairchild, Oster, Taylorcraft was another one. Comes to mind. Quite a few. Culver, I'm not sure if they called theirs the Grasshopper. They went on to make drones throughout the war. Who else? Yeah, so Grasshopper was a bit of a generic, and it was a bit of a misnomer for many USAAF pilots and RAF pilots, because they just applied to whatever their hack was at the time. You'll often read a war memoir or a World War II, especially those written closer to that era. You know, as we've moved further and further away from the war, we don't mention the war. As we've moved further and further away from the war, we've become more pedantic, more particular, calling the aircraft by their name. Hell, reciting the bloody engine number on half the damn things, which is all good, all fine. But closer to the war, the pilots or the people involved with those aircraft, even many of the mechanics, even here in Australia, especially here in Australia, we just called it, everything was a nickname, still is. You know, so the Caribou, for argument's sake, the de Havilland Caribou, is the Boo or the Boo Boo. I think that's pretty much a global term of affection for it. But during the war, the Grasshopper could be any number of things. Often it could be a Miles Messenger, whatever was hopping grass, whatever was taking you from one airfield to the next, to liaise or to ferry or to train even. Alright, so not sure what bridge this will be, and in fact I think this is still the Iguazu river, but I have a feeling the dam is going to be up here on our own. We have to, don't we? I've got to. Hopefully we don't stack. I don't normally like doing bridge runs, but this looks pretty irresistible. We'll go for the center span. Where all the cars are swimming down below. These are all Schwimmwagen. All little swimmers. Hopefully I won't have a stack with a motor car. Other than that, it's a bit of a no-brainer unless I crash. There we go. A bit of disruption. That was fun. But nothing else. Nothing too untoward's happened to me. Kids, don't do that. Don't do that at home. No, no, no. Now I believe. No, I'm not sure what the name is. This is it. Iguazu, the city itself. Well, what do I know? I've yet to make my way over there. Anybody who wants to buy me a ticket to South America, please be my guest. Especially with those bioluminescent South Americans down there fishing on the riverbank. All good, all good. Little roadway, looks like Jackson Pollock is kind of taken his oils and done a bit of fancy artwork. Now, I have a feeling feeling. This reminds me of going up in an old 150, an old ancient Cessna, out over the Mermaid Coast here in Australia. And when you came over the coastline, you really felt it. And we're at about 1,000 feet, we still felt it madly. So I think for the sake of safety, this low, for that exact reason, we might just stay landward for now. And this way we can just put her up. Okay, so if my estimate is right, then hopefully this won't be too traumatic, too overlong, which I know it's already running overlong now, but stay with me, see what happens. Because theoretically there should be a monster-sized lake coming up, and I'm not sure if it's Lago Piranha or something of that nature. Forgive me, my Brazilian and Argentinian friends, although I do believe up here we're no longer around Argentina. I believe now the river bisects Uruguay over on the left bank and Brazil still here on the right bank. So let's do it. That way we can say in the space of half an hour we have visited 3 countries. And that'll be pretty cool, won't it? Sueño con serpientes, serpientes de mar, con cierto mar de serpientes, sueño yo. Who can resist singing a bit of Silvio Rodriguez as we make our way up the Piranha River? I ask. Right, looks like we might even have a bit of river activity, which would be bleating nice. Something I really want to see more of, because you know it in Australia. See Port Phillip Bay or Sydney Harbour empty is an absolute heartbreak. Ah, we've got another bridge. We're going to do it. We have to, don't we? Back on the throttle. Get a few more of these submarine motor vehicles. Not likely to be any Elon Musk backed ventures here unless they really want to get a shot. Nice. That's fun. Oh, makes me want to build a model of a PBY5 Catalina right now. Whenever I get out and about in the seaplane, I always think of the cat. What's that least? I don't know. What have we got there? Look, we'll just follow it up for a bit and we'll see what's what. I think it's up here. If not, I'll stop rabbiting on more than I already have been and call it quits for the day. Again, just a couple of minutes. Of course, it's entirely possible I've run away altogether. That being said, I don't care. I don't care. There's in my pathetic imaginings, I have an absolutely no doubt that it must be quite intense living here. It's not that I can feel a humidity or an imagined humidity, but just so vast, this part of the world. Alright, let's get her up in the air and have a look. Not sure what that is. Is that the dam? Or is that just a bridge? Something looks like a large structure, doesn't it? I'm venturing to say this is why I came here. That looks to be the reason why we're here, people. Alright, so we got lucky. We're going to fly over, put her up on the northern side. But let's just see the quality of the work here. I think it's Fsoares who has done the work. The Iguazu loading, this dam rework and the Iguazu Falls rework. Look to all you developers. I say it every time, but it's at the point now. I want to stay above the bloody leads. It's at the point now where it's a little more than a cheap platitude. Grovelling on my part. I don't mean it to be. I do sincerely mean it when I say I am absolutely gobsmacked with phenomenal work you cats do, all of you. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is nuts. This monolithic monument to industry. Absolutely huge. So hopefully I won't get tangled up in any wires. But this is why we came. With the slipways and... Oh, excuse me please. Blow your nose, mate. Right, again, might want to get above the leads. Check that out. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, colour me impressed. It's quite incredible. It's just bloody good work. It's phenomenal work these cats do. Fsoares, I salute you. Great stuff, mate. There's no old line from the TV series, the IT credit, if you've ever seen it, where our heroine goes out for a cigarette in the cold, bleak English landscape, and it's just grey and dismal. And she comes in and the Richard Ayahuesca character says, how was it? She said, it's so bloody Soviet out there. Whenever I see a lot of these flight sim buildings, I just get that line. It's so bloody Soviet looking. We're just going to do a quick run over it again to admire the extraordinary work that's gone into it. Yeah, it beats the hell out of the that which was there before. Quite incredible. Wouldn't it be great if you come in at certain points and, you know, they've opened all the sluice gates? How awesome would that be? Alright, shut me up people, let's get over there. That looks like civilization. I've yet to do a thing with the Parallel 42 camp out. I won't do it in this, I'll do that for something truly isolated. Yeah, good work. Great, fantastic work. Okay, let's get it down. We're just gonna plumb it towards the water. We're not gonna plumb it. Just definitely want to. If we get up around 110, I can pull it back gently. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to land this. Hell, I didn't even know what it was like to take off in it. I am going to leave the door down. Gonna get a bit of the old sea spray in my face. Hopefully the piranhas won't leap out of the water at me. And we can swing from there. A few white caps, a few white horses, but not much. All good. We should be able to get down nice and easily. Thanks for coming along for the ride, big beautiful world. I will be exploring this place some more because this is really quite sweet. Just as I will be doing more laps in different aircraft. The Lake Victoria, Victoria Falls. But yeah, let's bring it down and go and have another cup of coffee, eh? Refill the thermos and get flying elsewhere. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Enjoy yourself and go and have a laugh as we bring this beastie in. I do like the low and slow. It's so sweet. So sweet. I can work with that. That'll lose a bit of speed before I bring the rudder down. Don't know where I'll take her. I don't know where she'll take me. Oh, yeah, okay. So we're getting a bit of surf up, bit of a metre high swell there. Bring out your boards, catch a wave. You know what? I'll bring the rudder down now. Should give us a little bit more authority. I'll just take her over. I'll be out again in case it does a pretty postcard for me. One of the thumbnails. There we go. We'll take it over towards the bus station. So we're just in time to take a bus home for tea. It's a very English reference, a very un-Australian reference. Thank God I was never much of a patriot. I despise that word. God, I hate that word. Patriot, there you go. I could go on a rant for hours about that one. Alright, I won't though. I've subjected you all to enough tedium for one day. Look, rather than me going this far, I'm just going to kill out the engine. You know what? No, we're close. Let's do it the right way. Well, not the right way, but a way. I'll get you to land. That way you can just take a little boat in, go safe, go shopping for the day, and then we'll discuss further plans from there, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I'm rabbiting on. Look, I love you. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll catch you later. Let's do this. Kill her out. There you go. We'll get a little taxi ferry to come and pick us all up, and we'll swing it from there. Thanks for tuning in, big beautiful world. Not that, you goofy kid. All good. See you later. Bye.